This is Transformation and Regeneration by Jason F. McLennan. Humanity's grand design assignment. Five big things to save life as we know it. Number 1, decarbonize everything. The 2020s must be the decisive decade and the start of fundamental, deep-rooted change. In this moment of great pausing, we need to ask ourselves very sincerely the profound question: what does the world need from us? First, and as quickly as possible, we need to decarbonize everything. We need to end the fossil fuel era in this decade and stop extracting and burning fossil fuels immediately. While the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has fluctuated over time, prior to the Industrial Revolution, it held around 280 parts per million in concentration. Safe concentrations of carbon dioxide are below 350 parts per million. We passed this threshold in 1988 and have now hit around 420 ppm. This increase is warming our atmosphere dangerously with horrific results. Rising sea levels are displacing thousands across the world and threaten the homes and livelihoods of millions more. Species are failing to adapt to warmer temperatures, especially in the ocean, and we're experiencing massive extinctions. Weather events are becoming more frequent and severe, claiming lives and causing significant and enormously expensive damage. As climate action organization 350.org announces succinctly, it's warming. It's us. We're sure it's bad. But they go on. We can fix it. Drawing down our carbon emissions to zero is the urgently needed action to slow, then stop the acceleration of climate change and eventually begin to heal and regenerate life on Earth. To this end, the first step is to transition to the full electrification of everything. And in many cases, superior alternatives to all fossil fuel burning conveniences. Electric cars, renewable energy that is cost-effective, batteries, LED lights, heat pump-based HVAC systems, induction stoves, and more. We have all the technologies and systems we need now to decarbonize. All we need is the will to do so on a global scale. At an individual level, we need to stop purchasing internal combustion engines. No one should ever buy one again. We need to decouple from natural gas and upgrade everything to electric-based systems. We need to disentangle our lives from the extraction, sale, and burning of fossil fuels in our world simply by not buying the technology that makes use of them. As demand for electric alternatives has risen, so has availability, and now we're seeing cost decline due to the uptick in adoption. We're out of excuses to buy fossil fuel burning technology, period. At local levels, we need to demand building and transportation policies that not only reward good choices, but actively phase out fuel-burning technology by banning all combustion. Taken together, the effects of decarbonization will be monumental, and not just as action against climate change. Already the price of utility-scale solar energy is cheaper than that of fossil fuels, spurring rapid adoption of the switch towards renewables. An end to the fossil fuel era promises an end to the particular evils and corruption intricately woven into the politics of energy. The Department of Defense is the world's largest institutional user of petroleum and correspondingly the single largest producer of greenhouse gas emissions in the world, writes Boston University professor of political science Netta Crawford. This consumption is in an antagonistic relationship to the military's interest in creating energy stability by securing oil from regions of the world embroiled in conflict. An entire weapons and transportation industry has been built around our need for energy security, and this industry is economically fueled by conflict. The United States has been in an ongoing state of war since 2001. We've had only a few years of peace since the turn of the 20th century. And while the Pentagon officially recognizes and understands the threat of climate change on national security, they do not officially concede their role in perpetuating the corrupt and enormously harmful military-industrial complex by way of engaging in this relationship. And last, though certainly not least, our waters will regain dramatic health should we complete this transition. The horribly destructive practices of fracking and other modes of mining and drilling for oil and coal dump chemicals and unwanted quantities of rock and soil and waterways. Oil spills have horrific effects on marine life and have created massive economic hardship in regions that rely on the sea for their livelihoods. Increasingly, these side effects are factored into the true costs of fossil fuel consumption, and rightly so. Without these kinds of failures and unintended but very possible, even probable outcomes, renewable energy's true costs are better reflected in the sticker price. While the technology is far from perfect, improvements are trending toward elegant, comprehensively beneficial solutions to our energy needs. The end of the fossil fuel era promises a cleaner, quieter, more peaceful, healthier world, with air quality that surpasses any experienced in the past 200 years. All that is needed is the collective will to change.